The Brat Pack ruled the big screen in the 1980s, as charted in the documentary Brats, but their actual films ranged from forgettable misfires to cultural touchstones. The Brat Pack was an informal name for a group of young movie stars who, between 1983 and 1990, frequently collaborated with one another on projects. While there were several other films produced in this era that adhered to similar structures that are among the best movies of the 1980s, there are officially 12 movies that are considered to be genuine Brat Pack films, because they star at least 2 members of the group. Emilio Estevez, Anthony Michael Hall, Rob Lowe, Andrew McCarthy, Demi Moore, Judd Nelson, Molly Ringwald, and Ally Sheedy are considered the core members of the Brat Pack, and frequently starred together in films that were often defined by their grounded perspectives on regular people. While some of their movies haven't aged gracefully, the timeless quality of their best work ensures that they'll always be a part of cinematic history. Here are all 12 official Brat Pack movies, ranked. Blue City is often cited as one of the worst of the Brat Pack films, and the low point for star Judd Nelson. The film follows Nelson as Billy Turner, a tough guy returning to his small Florida hometown to avenge the death of his father. The film also stars fellow Brat Pack member Ally Sheedy as his love interest Annie, David Caruso as Annie's brother Joey, and Paul Winfield as the corrupt Sheriff Luther Reynolds. The movie was maligned by critics and was formally considered a box office bomb after it failed to recoup its $10 million budget. Critics at the time were particularly harsh on Nelson's performance, describing his work in the film as dull and in one note. The critics aren't wrong, as Blue City, based on the Ross Macdonald novel of the same name, fails to retain the grit and edge found in the book. While Fresh Horses and Blue City both currently have a 0% rating on Rotten Tomatoes at the time of this writing, the critical reception to Fresh Horses was at least more sympathetic to the Andrew McCarthy and Molly Ringwald-led misfire. McCarthy stars as Matt, a college student who forms an unlikely and problematic relationship with Ringwald's Jewel. The film also features early appearances from Ben Stiller and Viggo Mortensen, as Matt's friend Tipton and Jewel's husband Green respectively. Based on a play by Larry Ketron, Fresh Horses has elements that work, including distinct cinematography and direction. However, Fresh Horses' characters are largely unlikable and the performances are melodramatic, resulting in a film that has bursts of craft otherwise ground to a halt by frustrating character decisions. Another theatrical bomb and the penultimate Brat Pack movie of the era, Fresh Horses is ultimately not worth the sum of its parts. Oxford Blues stars Rob Lowe as Nick D'Angelo, a Las Vegas hustler who follows the woman of his dreams, Amanda Pay's Lady Victoria Wingate, to Oxford. A bizarre sports comedy that ends up largely focusing on the Oxford rowing team that Nick joins to impress Victoria. The film also stars Ally Sheedy as the rowing team's coxswain Rona. Although there are some solid gags in the film, Oxford Blues ultimately fails to recapture the comedic peaks of the film that inspired it, 1938's A Yank at Oxford.